Morning effers, how are you all doing? So I just down here in the National Park in Killarney, and I just want to show you the amazing morning we have. So that's what it's like here this morning. It is incredible. I just wanted to show you this because this is what inspires me to get up every morning to do what I do. It is the most incredible place in the world. I'm just going to sit down here and I'll just talk about something that I wanted to get on here about. And that was, who is your favourite social media, or who is your favourite influencer? And first of all, I just want to kind of get into who, like, I think that is my social media or influencer, who's my favourite influencer. So my favourite influencers, I have a lot of them because they're the people that actually made me grow. But first I just want to say that I was listening to an influencer recently, and he was talking about the influencers that inspired him to do what he does every day. Hi Teresa, how are you doing? So the people that inspired him to do what he's doing was his parents. It wasn't a social media influencer, it wasn't any other influencer, it was his mother and his father. They inspired him to do the things that he does today. And, you know, your parents are there to help you grow. They teach you things that, you know, influencers don't teach you. They help you grow into the person you are. And, you know, in a sense, they are the influencers of your life, you know. So, but there's other influencers that, you know, that help you grow. And it's not just your parents. Because what helped me grow, first of all, I'll just say, is my parents. They helped me grow into the person I am today. They helped me, inspire me, and told me to do things that I probably would not have done. Without them, I wouldn't be who I am. And through my parents, their parents, they helped me as well also. They helped me think about becoming an entrepreneur. And I think it was my 4 grandparents that taught me valuable lessons in life. They were all entrepreneurs in their own sense. My grandfather and my grandmother on my father's side were both farmers. My grandfather used to buy and sell land, and he used to have cattle as well that he used to sell milk, and he used to sell meat as well also. So he was an entrepreneur in his own sense as a farmer, working by himself, working day to day, grafting with his hands and his body. He inspired me to keep working hard, and he actually he's inspired his own kids, my father, my uncle and aunts, to become hard workers. And I think that's why I work so hard, is because of my grandparents and my parents, you know. And I think that if you are looking up to somebody, look up to someone close to you, because they're the people that you want to become, in a sense. So my grandmother on my father's side, she was incredible as well. She actually had her own hen house. So she had chickens and hens, and they all laid eggs. And if they didn't lay eggs, she'd have to, you know, and we'd cook them, or they'd sell the chicken as well also. And she used to actually drive house to house around the local area and actually knock on doors and actually sell the eggs to people locally. And it was incredible to think, you know, back in the 70s and 80s that my grandmother was actually doing this. She was an entrepreneur, and she actually didn't even class herself as an entrepreneur. She didn't know she was an entrepreneur. She just knew that she was selling eggs to create an income for her family. And the same with my grandmother, or my grandfather was doing the same thing with farming. And my other 2 grandparents, my mother's parents, they were actually entrepreneurs as well also. Actually, my grandfather's father, my great-grandfather, was a shoemaker. So he had a shoemaker shop. So he was an entrepreneur also. And, you know, I'm looking up to these people, and they inspire me to become who I want to be. And, you know, your people, your family and your grandparents and your uncles and aunts, they should be people that you're looking up to also, that you want to become, you know, in a sense, to become successful. Because a lot of these people that we know locally, they are successful. Maybe they mightn't be super millionaires, they mightn't be billionaires, but they are successful in their own vicinity. So my grandparents, once my great-grandfather was old and he had to shut down his shoemaker shop, my grandparents actually opened up a sweet shop in his house, and that's where they raised their family as well also, my mother and her sisters and brother. So in this sweet shop, they sold sweets and cigarettes and ice cream, and the ice cream was top ice cream in the town. It was amazing. So we used to actually have green ice cream for St. Patrick's Day, and it was incredible. But these are the people that I look up to. And once I got online, I actually didn't realize that I was an entrepreneur, and I don't think any of my grandparents would have classed themselves as an entrepreneur either. But when I went online and I found Tim Ferriss's website, The 4-Hour Workweek, it was actually because my sister gave me his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, and that's how I found his website. And it wasn't until a few years later that I actually realized that you know that I wanted to become an entrepreneur, because I started listening to a podcast, Pat Flynn's podcast, The Smart Passive Income, and I learned some amazing things there. So on Pat's podcast, he didn't actually just talk about himself. He had talks with other entrepreneurs and other influencers on how they actually built their business and how they became successful. So that was incredible to watch and listen to. I learned so many things, and I'd recommend going to that podcast and checking that out. He had people on like Ramit Sethi, who became an influencer to me also. And so then I moved on from Pat Flynn, and I found other media influencers and other influencers like Mike Dillard, who became an influencer to me how to actually build a list. And he taught me many things that could work in your business as well also. So you should check him out as well also. Then Ramit Sethi and how to start a business. And so there's different influencers for different stages in your career. So have a look and search and see who is good enough for you. So like there's different influencers, like Pat Flynn would be an influencer for affiliate links. Then there'd be Mike Dillard for building lists, Ramit Sethi for building a business, and then there'd be the likes of Mike Dillard, or did I mention Mike Dillard already? So just have a look and see who these influencers are and how they can actually help you. So there's different influences for everybody. Just focus on your local people first, and then go online and search for people that can help you. So that's all I said I want to get on here today to talk about. So thanks for watching, Teresa. And mine was my first grade teacher, Miss Sowers. She taught me how to read, and I love teaching, and to love teaching. That's lovely to hear. So, right, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great day.